Welcome, thank you so much for joining me today and use Recruitment for another of our Instagram lives. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to stay motivated with your job search during lockdown. Now we know that January is a really key time for most people to start making New Year resolutions, and one of those normally is thinking about a new job or a career change. And according to Indeed actually, the number of people looking for a new job in January normally absolutely soars above any other month throughout the year. So we know that this is going to be a key point for people looking for work, and many people from last year who have been affected by the pandemic potentially will also be looking to sort of still be looking for work effectively. So also there being a higher rate of unemployment, what are you going to need to do to get that key position that you've been looking for? So with the 12 months being unlike any of us have experienced, is now still a good time to be looking for a new job or to make that all-important career change? Now, I would definitely say 100% yes. If you are out of work, then obviously you're looking for work anyway, but actually if you're in work and you're maybe not happy, or you feel that maybe your job isn't secure, then this is still just a great time to look for work, and companies out there are employing and looking for new people to join their organisation. Many companies that we're talking to you right now are talking about growing their businesses and looking for those really key, important individuals to be an integral part of their team to do this. So in short, the answer is yes, definitely now is a good time to be looking for work. And today I'm going to cover a few things and top tips about how you shouldn't let lockdown lock down your search for that new job. So first up is going to be setting your sights on your future. Now, don't get blinkered by the present. We are in the situation that we're in. It's tough for a lot of people, with the lockdown restrictions, and I think maybe looking for a new job can be maybe somewhat more of a challenge for a lot of people, and people are unsure about maybe how to go about it. But think about what you want, in 3 to 5 years' time. What you might want right now could be different to where you want to see yourself in 3 to 5 years. So do think about that and look at putting an objective and plan in place to get you there. So for example, if you're really wanting to be a sales manager in 5 years' time, you're working maybe in a retail environment, but you can't work right now because of lockdown. Well, what steps are you going to take now to get yourself to that sales manager position in 3 to 5 years? And start there, really. I think that would be kind of a great way to maybe look at that plan. And so it goes really without saying for any career, think about kind of what that long-term career objective is for you and where you'd like to see yourself. So once you set that plan in place, apply for jobs that are going to get you there. So going back to that sales role, think about maybe companies that are looking to recruit salespeople. Okay, you may not have loads of experience right now, but you've got some experience under your belt working in retail. What types of products have you been selling? What achievements do you have? And put yourself out there. Next up, utilise the key methods that are already available to you. So that is going to be going to the job boards, speaking to recruiters like us here at Juice Recruitment. We're on hand to help whenever you need us. And also contact companies that are recruiting directly, whether they're recruiting or not. If they're a company that you think, you know what, I've heard so many great things about this organisation, I want to work for them, then still send them your CV, apply to them when maybe they're not looking for someone. That could be a difference of that door opening for you, or maybe not in the near future, because when they do have a vacancy come up, the first thing they'll probably do is look through some of their email trails of CVs that they have had. Build and utilise your network. Now, it's really important that you keep in touch with people within your network, and whether that means maybe reaching out to new people or talking to people who are in your existing network. It's always really great to talk to people about what's going on out there in the marketplace. So again, you can utilise an agency like us. We obviously have our ear to the ground. We're talking to clients every day, talking to them about vacancies, talking about their plans for the future. And then also contacts that you have through maybe LinkedIn or friends and family. A great way to make sure that people know you're looking for work is to have those conversations, just to kind of let people know that you're out there, keep an eye out, and maybe they'll come to you with an opportunity that you weren't expecting. So secondly, you want to be looking at and reviewing and updating your CV. Now, with so much more competition in the market, you've got to stand out. And the biggest thing that we see, obviously, is people sending CVs through to us, and we want to see something, that's going to jump out at us off the page. Now, you don't want to be going out and necessarily kind of doing sort of special graphics. You haven't got to be, doing anything special with your CV. I think it's about tailoring it to what you're applying to and make it about you as a person. It is a sales tool for you. If you can't pick up the phone or speak to that person via an agency or directly with them, then your CV is your kind of sales sort of tool really. So make sure it's doing the best job for you as it can. So first and foremost, focusing on that part about you as a person. When you look at, and when, in my position, we see so many CVs, everyone's enthusiastic, everyone's a team player, everyone can be self-motivated, and actually it doesn't really make that person stand out. Yes, those could be real traits of you as an individual, but it's not really demonstrating to me how you can put those into place or into action. So maybe think about putting a different spin on this. Look at maybe an achievement that you've had in a previous role, and look about talking about that and what you actually gained, and then turn it back on what you achieved for the company as well. That will just demonstrate to the client that you're applying to a job, that this person can really think outside the box. They can demonstrate their skill set and make it look out, actually they can make it work for us as well. So be bold in your statements, don't be lukewarm. People don't really, value that. I think it's sometimes being about, sort of putting yourself out there and being bold in what you're saying. So if you do feel that you're the best salesperson, you were hitting all your targets in your last position, put that on your CV. A new employer would love that. If anything, they want to see your achievements on your CV. Make your CV relatable. Do you hold the same values as the company you're applying to? More and more we're hearing from our clients right now that it is really about the person, it's about their values and their culture, and they want someone to be in their business who have very similar attributes and values. So I think it's really important to include these into your personal profile as well. A lot of companies do demonstrate this on their website. They're keen to talk about them, so make sure you're doing your research before you send across your CV to a client. That will be really important. It'll also reinforce to them exactly what you stand for, and actually you're really ticking a box for them in that area of the kind of their recruitment process. Tailor it. Now do be specific, and don't have just a sort of a generic do-it-all CV, because that's really not going to cut it right now in the market that we're seeing. You do need to do your research. You need to ensure that you're looking at the job description if you have a job advert or description to relate to your CV. Alter it and tailor it to that role. Make sure that you're using some of those buzzwords that they've got in that job description. Pop those into your CV. Immediately then, a client who's looking at a CV will be able to say, yes, do you know what, this person is kind of in line with what we're looking for, without really having to read in detail your CV. So look at including your experience, relevant, and obviously relevant jobs and experience, and then I probably put maybe 5 bullet points underneath each job, and then also how you had an impact on that organisation. Again, talk about achievements, talk about key things, any responsibilities that you had, maybe managing other staff or being involved or going above and beyond. Those are really key things to kind of outline on your CV. You don't have to put everything on there, but just make sure it's clear and concise. Ideally, you want to be aiming for about 2 pages. That should be about right. Also, people do ask me, should I include hobbies? Should I not? I'm not quite sure how much to share. I think the key thing is going back to that element that companies are looking for a colleague and not an employee. They want someone who's going to be part of their team. And a lot of times, people sort of come to me and say, I got feedback that I wasn't quite right for the company because of team fit. Well, think about that. When you go onto the website, look at their social media, are they portraying the type of environment that you'd like to work in? Even if you might be working, to start from, in a sort of remote working environment, eventually the plan will probably be for you to be in that office environment. So have a think about what that looks like and how you apply yourself in that environment. The other thing is, I think, don't feel disheartened. Do stay motivated. I know it can be really tough right now. It's a really tough market. It's very competitive. There are a lot of people looking for work. But that doesn't mean that you wouldn't be successful in your search. You are unique as a person, and you bring something unique to that company that no one else will. And I think it's about having that, sort of, I guess, faith in yourself. So keep putting yourself out there. You get you get out of what you put in, really, and it is kind of a numbers game. So people will say to me, I've applied for hundreds of jobs, it feels like, and I really haven't heard anything back. Well, you know what? Just keep going, because there will be a job out there for you. And if you are focused and you're utilising that plan, and you have a clear, concise, sort of method about how you're applying for those jobs that you want, it will happen for you. Keep your search focused. So, keep in touch with your recruiters. With us here at Recruitment, we really like to keep in touch with all our candidates that we're representing, whether we are actively working with their details, i.e. they're at interview for us, or they may be just still looking actively for work. We're really keen to ensure that we keep that network open and communication with our candidates. You never know when a job might come up. And reflect on and learn from interviews that you've had or applications that don't go your way. I think this is the biggest thing. It's easy to kind of take the negative aspect from being unsuccessful for a position, but actually you can try and turn that into constructive sort of focus for yourself. And think about actually, well, maybe if they did say to me I wasn't quite the right person for the role, what feedback did I get? Did they say that I could improve on anything? Did they say maybe I didn't give enough detail in my answers? Well, that's something to work on next time round when you have an interview. Again, you can use companies like us as agencies to kind of bounce off ideas prior to interview. There's lots of information online as well that you can do for interview prepping. So again, definitely worthwhile investing some time in that again before you go to interview for the next role. Be persistent. There's nothing wrong with being tenacious in this market, and you'll have to be able to secure that job that you really want. So, each relevant person you speak to is potentially a door opening for you. Always think about it like that. And I think effectively, who knows, the long shot might be the one that pays off. The one that you thought never would happen could be the one that then secures you that perfect job, that dream job that you always wanted. Approach your search like it's a job. Now, many people will say to me, oh gosh, like looking for a job is like a full-time job in itself. 100% it is, because actually you should be trying to structure your day, give yourself breaks, give your chance time to focus on the areas that you're looking to find work within. And there are so many job boards out there now to utilise. So maybe focus on 1 or 2 in the morning and then have a break in the afternoon, maybe then look at sort of direct applications and where you can go with that. It will help you keep on track with a daily routine, definitely doing that. Set yourselves daily goals and make the overall target of finding a job feel more achievable. So again, I think sometimes when you've been doing it for weeks and then you've got nowhere, it can be quite disheartening and demotivating to think, gosh, I've not had anything back. No one's kind of giving me a call, asking me to come in for interview. But actually, if you're saying to yourself, right, okay, this week I'm going to plan to apply to 50 active positions that I know are suited to my skill set. And today my target is, okay, across 5 days, that's 10 jobs that you're looking to apply for. That'll give you time to be able to focus, look at the job that you're applying to, tailor your CV, pick up the phone and speak to recruiters about opportunities. And that way, hopefully, things will pay off much better for you rather than just the, sort of send all CVs to active vacancies, because then I think more than likely it's going to be hard to hear back from anyone that's looking to kind of, fill the vacancy. So a couple of questions that we have had prior to today kind of sort of nicely rolls off the back of that, and one of them, and one that we hear quite a lot, is that I've been applying to what feels like hundreds of jobs, loads of jobs, and I'm just not making any progress. I'm not hearing anything back, I'm not hearing from anybody at all. And like I said, I think it is about having that persistence approach. Be confident that you have skills to offer, you have value to offer an employer. It's just about finding that right employer. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a job right now? Because that can be quite a different focus to the one I've been mentioning today, which is kind of your 3 to 5 year plan. So think about that, and I think it's okay to be looking for just a job, but also think about looking at the sort of 2-prong approach then. So if you're looking for any kind of job to kind of see you through for right now, then probably with that approach you want to have a generalised CV. Look again at what you're applying to, and don't just kind of send the same CV to all the vacancies that you see, even if they maybe aren't the career option for you long term. An employer is still going to want someone in their business who actually values the position and can, and effectively do the job well and have the relevant skill set. So do make sure that you're applying to jobs that do relate to the skills that you have. And then on that 3 to 5 year plan, make sure you're outlining that plan then, and ensure that you are applying to roles that are going to be really relatable to what you want to achieve long term as a career focus. I think then chances are you'll have a lot more success. If then you're still finding it quite difficult, do come to us here at Juice Recruitment. We'd be happy to have a conversation. We're still doing a lot of our online registrations, we're doing Zoom interviews, and we're really looking to support those people who are actively looking for work in the market, whether that be short term on temporary or long term on permanent career prospects. Another question that I had was, I was recently unsuccessful at interview for a job I really wanted, and the feedback I had was that I wasn't the right fit for the team. How can I overcome this in the future? So I think this is one that we hear quite a lot as an agency, and I think as individuals I hear a lot of people saying that they were told they weren't the right fit. It's difficult to take that as feedback because sometimes you're unsure about what exactly that means, and that could be anything from the fit for the team. So maybe actually the skills that you have maybe is to It could be too senior for the team that they have right now, or it could not be quite enough to kind of get you sort of into the role straight away, and they maybe can't offer you enough training to bring you up to speed. So sometimes these things clients don't necessarily elaborate on, but actually it's not necessarily a negative thing. Do take a look at those websites, do take a look at their social media, have a look and see maybe who's working for them already. LinkedIn is a great source of information, and you can find out a bit more about individuals who are working as part of that specific team sometimes as well. So if you're applying to, say, I don't know, an IT position, you might want to see who's part of the IT team already and what was their background, how do they get themselves into the role and where they are now. And then think about, does that sort of mirror you as a person? Can you relate to their team on that level? That will probably give you a good idea whether or not you're potentially a good team fit for them. And in addition to that, if you're using someone like an agency like us here at Juice Recruitment, the benefit is that we can give you a bit more of an insight into what that team looks like, what the client is really looking for, and help you with that process. So again, I don't think it's anything to be necessarily disheartened about. I think definitely, if you're not quite right for them, maybe it is the best choice and there'll be a better opportunity that comes up for you long term. But just do think about those values. What do you hold as important values, either from an employer or from a personal point of view? And think about that when you're applying to positions. That should also put you in good stead to find and secure that perfect role. So what are we doing here at Juice Recruitment? So as mentioned, we're doing online registrations, we're doing our virtual Zoom meetings with all our consultants across the branches. And the nice thing is we are really busy. We've had an influx of roles come January, and I'm really pleased to say that we are supporting a lot of people looking for work right now and supporting our clients across the Southwest region. So if you do feel that maybe you are hitting a brick wall with that search, or you're not quite sure where to start your search, then please do reach out to us. We've got lots of information also on our social media platforms, so Instagram, LinkedIn, our website as well is a great source of information, so please do check those out or contact us directly to have a chat. Next week I'm going to be talking more about our top jobs, so I'll be bringing you a number of new positions that we're recruiting for that potentially would suit individuals like you who are looking for work, and then obviously you can apply to those if and when you feel suitable for the position. But if you do find that maybe what we're talking about isn't necessarily sort of suited to your skill set, then please do give us a call, because these are going to be the job market is changing all the time effectively. So we're seeing new jobs come in every day, and we've got a number of positions across temporary and permanent and contract. So hopefully we can support you with your job hunt. So in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found that informative, and hopefully we'll see you again next week for our top jobs. Take care. Bye.